Hello. So I'm hoping to do this video and like get through it without melting into a puddle because it's bloody roasting hot. And British people are not cut out for this excessive heat, definitely. So I'm doing my top 5 decks of the year so far. I'll try not to speak too fast so you can actually understand what I'm saying. I watched Becca Night Owl Tarot, I think that's how you say her channel name, and Simon from the Hermit's Cave. They did a live, which obviously I missed because I forgot. But I watched it later because obviously you can watch them after. And then Patsy T did her top 5, which I watched, and I thought after watching the initial live that would be a good idea to share, because I'm pretty sure at least 2 of the decks I've got Becca had as well. 4 of my decks definitely came out this year. They're all mass market, but one of them I don't. One of them came out in the 90s. I also have an honourable mention, which is an Oracle deck because I've used that quite a lot. But I used it a bit when I got it, and then I didn't use it for a while, but now I'm using it again because I'm doing like a monthly challenge with like prompts. I think definitely 3 of the decks I'm going to show were Kickstarters at one point, but then they got picked up for mass market, which is good because one of them was really expensive. So I'll kick off with the oldest one because it was out in the 90s, and it is this one, which is the Osho Zen Tarot. And the cards are playing card size, and it is, although it's a lot of people say it's its own thing, it is, I guess, but the meanings are very close to Rider-Waite-Smith. You know, there's a lot of similarity. Slight changes, like this is the 9 of Air, which would be the 9 of Swords, ignore my bird, which is usually anxiety and nightmares. So there is some slight changes, but there is like sort of a mixture. I think some people have an issue with this card. There's sort of a mixture of like Fothishness, I can't even speak, Fothishness in wording, I guess. Or just, it might just look like that to me, but generally it's more Rider-Waite-Smith. Like this is the Tower, like the similarities with the people falling. 5 of Cups. So there are definitely like, and this, where is it? This would, I can't remember if that's the Page, Knight, Queen or King, but those cards, like they also have a word on them. This is the Star. So there are similarities, and I like using it. I tend to, like, that's definitely the 6 of Wands. I tend to use it as an accompaniment more than the basic. Like if I'm doing a reading for someone and I pull X amount of cards, I might pull a couple of these as well to give something else to the reading. Oh my god, it's hot. I'm not showing you the text in order of when they came out. I'm just showing you that one because it's the oldest, because I'll show you in order of when I got them, which is easier for me. Although I think one of those came out first, but this is the Midnight Magic deck of mushrooms, and I really like this deck. When I first got it, I used it quite a lot, but then I like put it away, and I've been saving it for autumn because, you know, it's a mushroom deck. Though there are a lot of mushrooms around at the moment, to be fair. But I think it looks really pretty. Like, look at the death. Destroying Angel mushroom. Epic. Some of these cards are just amazing. Visually, look at the sun. I've done readings for people with this. Quite like one of my best friends. I did a few readings for her with it, and she's enjoyed it. So yeah, I think it's a really nice deck, and it obviously definitely will be used a lot more in the autumn, like October, November. I mean, I'll probably use spooky decks in October, but definitely November, while we're going between autumn and winter kind of thing. The next deck was one that I purchased direct from Liminal 11, which this is the cloth that came with, and that is the This Might Hurt Tarot, the mass market edition. The cardstock is, even though it's just card, it is pretty decent. This deck, I wasn't sure if I liked it or not when, like, I mean, I wouldn't have backed the Kickstarter because I don't have the money, but I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but then I saw it around a lot more and I thought, yeah, actually. So I did save a little bit and got the special box from Liminal 11. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Yeah. They know how to do decks. I don't think do I have any other Liminal 11 decks? I don't know. But epic. I think I have a lot of Hay House decks and US games. Even though I'm not a massive fan sometimes of artwork, tarot decks that have people in, I do have quite a few decks that are like the Crow Tarot. I have a few animal tarot decks. Although I have been getting more people-y decks because they're becoming more inclusive. Like the world card in this, I'm sure we've already seen it. Like, she's chunky but funky, and it's like, so am I. So like, this Ace of Cups is probably one of my favourite Ace of Cups of all time. So yeah, this card deck is on my list. I don't think I'm doing these in like a favourite order, just these are my favourite decks of the year so far, in no particular order. So the next one, I'm wobbling my stand again, is the Lunar Visions deck, which is a US Games mass market. This was the one, I think it came out in January, and it's by Matt Hughes, and this was on Kickstarter, and I saw the price and nearly died. That's not a criticism, it's just I can't afford Kickstarter, and it was just like, oh my god, I need this deck because it's shiny. This is what is on like the cover of his Ethereal Visions deck, and then the box of this one's got the Empress on it. This deck is a lot more inclusive, and I saw someone criticise that on a couple of people's flip-throughs, and I was like, are you having a laugh? I mean, why would you want things to be exclusive? Like, why do you want everything to be pristine and perfect? Like, inclusivity is important. People, just absolute people. Look at that, look, just shiny. love it. Rainbow shiny. It's kind of Art Nouveau. Slight changes to some of the images, I think. Yeah, I think the star card and the hierophant are different. 2 extra cards. The artist in the well. I got the well the other day, like the star. Now, although I really like this image, if we come across a hierophant, I can show you that and say, like, I think they should be the other way around. But that's just personal taste. Can I find it? Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Sun card. I like the Chariot, it's got stars in it too. I'm trying to find the I hate the Hierophant, it's one of my least favourite cards of all time. But it's mainly because Hierophant cards usually look churchy and I don't like church. Simple. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Trying 10 swords. Might have even passed it. Have we passed? The world card in this is also chunky but funky. I love the death card. And there's the Empress off the box. Yeah, we did pass it. So why? Let's look. I obviously won't be able to find it because I've mentioned it. I can't find it. I have, it is in the box somewhere. I've lost my Hierophant. What happened? Probably at the bottom of the box. No, it's not at the bottom. Right, okay, we're having issues now. I will probably find it later. Because I'm hot and stressy, which isn't good. So yeah, I'll find it later. I have had it because I remember saying that I don't like that. I would rather the Hierophant than the star were reversed. Anyway, moving on to my 5th deck. This I haven't had long. I think it's like 3 to 4 weeks, and it has become one of my favourite decks of the year, so I'm like technically saving the best till last really. And it is the Unfolding Path Tarot. A lot of people say it's similar to the Light Years, and while I can kind of see, I also can't because it's not the same at all, because me and the Light Years have a love-hate relationship. Me and this deck have a love-love relationship, even when it gives me mean cards. Inclusivity, just pretty artwork. I love it. And I really love the fact that the Page of Cups is a wrinkly, because like pages are usually young people, like either a young woman or a young man or a child, and it's like, do you not think that adults in their later years have fun and want to learn new things and stuff? I just think that's really cool. Yeah. I'm now bummed out because I don't know where my Hierophant card is, but it's got to be here somewhere. But yeah, this deck is awesome. And definitely one of, this will be in my like top 10 deck this year, I assume. I'm considering a few decks, including a couple of indie decks on Etsy, like direct from the artist. So, you know, there might be a few more favourites towards the end of the year. The honourable mention is an Oracle deck, which is just lush. It's this one. This technically came out in January, but I didn't get it until right around the time of the Lunar Visions deck that I bought. These images are awesome. I think it's a lovely deck. And you don't really have to always look at the guidebook. The guidebook has keywords. The cards themselves just have one word on them. There is a couple of times when I've had I love that card. Look at the guidebook just to like jumpstart my brain if they've had like, because there's a card we just saw that was peace, and then there's a card called tranquility, and those things are very similar. So it's like, in this one, but yeah, it's a beautiful deck and I love it. This is like probably my favorite Oracle deck right now. If I ever do a video about the This Might Hurt Tarot on its own, and the This Might Help Oracle, I'd probably be able to explain better why I don't really use the Oracle very much unless I'm using that specific tarot. I have used it, but I don't really use it that much because I like my oracles to have like keywords that make sense to me for the most part, or at least imagery that makes sense to me, and it's not quite of that level for me personally. But those were my decks and my honourable mention, and the backs of this oracle are just awesome too. I would say my favourite this year so far is the Unfolding Path Tarot, although the cardstock is quite thick for mass market. The This Might Hurt Tarot cardstock is slightly annoying because shuffling sometimes is awkward if you riffle like I do, and I don't care about gilding going off from riffling. It will over time anyway as you shuffle. But anyway, those are my decks, and oh my god, this is a long video. But yeah, if you have made it all the way through, then thank you very much for listening to me waffle on about probably a load of crap. Thank you.